14 years old, just made his first million. And guess who? We were all eating our ice cream, and we were putting down just chatting. And guess who was coming around, picking up, putting the seats up? Caleb. He's always had a service heart. He's just always displayed that. So that's one of the things that I've always noticed is that he's always the first one to be picking up the trash, cleaning things up, and just showing the heart of a servant. So
that's huge.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I like that.
Power.
All right, you got the next one. This one might be a better one for Noah. What year, if you could say one year, was the most pivotal year in Caleb Maddox's life that you noticed on a personal level?
That's really good.
How old was he when he threw his video games out? Like 8, right?
8.
That's a big one.
That's the
What
year.
you said earlier was 8 too.
I remember that.
8 was a big year.
Yeah, it was a huge difference, pivotal difference. We were talking pivotal change when he was 8. Yeah, when that happened. That was a tough one, but it was a pivotal.
Yo, Matt, I got one for you. As his dad, what's been like the coolest thing to see from your son, like as he's grown up?
This is over there.
Like the coolest thing that's like, oh my gosh, like most memorable. Most memorable.
Hold that a second. The coolest thing is right now. It's the coolest thing right now because it's the butterfly out of the cocoon. It's the lion out of the jungle. It's the awakening of the king. I wrote him a book for his 21st birthday called Caleb Maddox Story, but it's the 13 chapter titles that are important. And the last one is called, and he wrote a chapter in it, called what?
Letter to the King.
A Letter to the King. So he was, he was a boy, he was a baseball player, he was an author, he was a speaker, he was, an entrepreneur, he was an influencer. He was on every podcast that existed, he was, so he was a social media guru as a teen. But he was, what he said, children have no leader. Who said that? Children have no leader. And I said, they do. It's Caleb Maddox, but he's just busy right now. But he's the real leader of children and teens, so because he's done it all. But my point in saying that is, but it led to Caleb Maddox, the businessman, and then the final is Caleb Maddox, the king, meaning you don't just come to earth. You come to earth to really do things, So my point is, what I'm seeing right now is my proudest moment because he's totally on his own. He's got so much on him, so much pulling at him, so much coming at him. He's so poised. He's so stable. Zero complaining, zero bitterness. Zero moping. I mean zero. It's true. Are y'all hearing me? If I say zero, it means zero. Zero bitching.
Zero eardrum.
How is it cool for this dad?
Hey, he's welcome to go home. Hey, anyways, he's got zero, and he's got 100% integrity, character, love. As long as you can keep your love through the storm and keep your love through the hard times. And the fact that he still keeps his love and his purity and his curiosity. And even like tonight he did not have to do this. This wasn't promised. Tonight was really supposed to be, quite frankly, we've lived in a world of elites. And they could be among the elites. Tonight could be a night about elites. We've got high rises. We know all the cool places in this area we can get into like that. People, we had people that would have loved to sit with Caleb Maddox and Ryan like this, play poker, and but he's literally for the people. So to see that when he doesn't have to, but he's doing it, and I'm not telling him to do it, I'm not telling him what to do. I'm just over here loving on everybody, getting to know people, just making sure, everybody knows how special it is. That's all I'm doing.
I think everyone knows.
Oh, just like
Ask questions though.
A lot of questions for TJ.
TJ.
I guess what's like the most valuable lesson or thing that like you've learned from Caleb that's changed your life?
Oh shoot.
Something that stands out the most.
I would say this. I was thinking about when we were at Caleb's 21st birthday. Always remember where you came from and how you got your start. So we had a big surprise birthday party for Caleb. All of his best friends were there. Everybody was there. We opened the door, shouted happy birthday for what? And who did he run and hug first? Who? And he was there. He was Warren. This is a homeless guy. Out of all of his friends and family, he shot past all of us.
Yes.
Embrace Warren. So it's like
Warren's a homeless. You told him a homeless.
yeah, he's a homeless guy.
Homeless veteran.
You'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll
tomorrow.
meet him.
And so I think that I've learned from is you never forget like your values, your roots, where you came from, and things that have been taught from his dad, Matt. And that's where I feel was a springboard for him to where he is today. He's never, I feel, has let go of that. Yeah. So
Treats everyone the same.
yes, yeah. But it's just something magical, man. 'Cause you were there, Phil, right? When Caleb and Joey was there when we opened the door and surprised. Right towards Warren. Gave him the first hug. Remember that?
Yeah, that was good.
So that's what I would say. And I'm sure there's 100 different, things I could have said, but that's the first issue. Yeah.
But wouldn't that be the best thing? Think of what else you can say. Any other questions? Y'all don't have to ask any more questions. I won't think less.
There's too many times where people, don't pay how much what gave them their start or what gave their inspiration or whatever.
Anybody want to ask Aaron what it's been like to get a Caleb Maddox ass chewing?
I would know better than almost anyone.
No, Aaron, step up and share what it's like, man.
There was one time specifically, Matt, you probably remember, my first week here, where I came back from lunch or something. Caleb and Ryan are just sitting on the couch. They had their friends there, Ryan's cousin and brother, Sean and Brian, and they also had their assistant. The entire team was there. Everyone to show up, that was there, and they were just calling everything out. Caleb was telling me he didn't like my energy.
He did, Dakota. He did.
He's like, I hate being around you. I try to.
Wait, say it again. Say
He's
it.
like, I want to stay on the opposite side of the office as you. You're super annoying. He's like, everything you don't want to hear as a 17-year-old, he said. And I was sitting there damn, I'm a piece of shit. But it was rough. I thought I was good on the team. He just humbled me really, really fast. Ryan was there to add to it too, and it was in front of everyone. Everyone saw it happen, so it was
Literally in front of everybody.
Yeah, it was intense. Afterwards, I just started to my desk. I'm I'm just gonna hide for a bit. Matt came up to me. He's like, "Hey, do you need to cry or something? It's okay to cry." I'm like, "Matt, I've got to be a man right now. Please don't allow that." It was rough. It was super intense.
What did you learn from that?
That's a good question, Hayden.
If I look back, that was probably one of the most pivotal moments in my life because, as you remember before, I used to wear a ton of jewelry, stupid Tom and Jerry shirts. I was probably one of the most immature 17-year-olds you could ever run to. Straight out of high school into sales, and 3 days later after that, I was just a completely different person.
You were.
I wear the same shirt every day because it's the only fancy shirt I had. And I was just
Didn't you shave your hair or something?
that was later on.
Okay. Why'd you shave your hair?
That was the second time he ripped him a new.
That was the second time I got burned.
How many times?
Did you hear the story about Caleb laying into him?
You were there, Noah.
Were you there?
I think so.
Hey, tell them
I
a
remember
funny
you-
ass chewing that you watched Caleb Maddox give somebody.
Oh, give someone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or whether it was Aaron, the team.
Aaron, there's quite a few of them. Probably the Slack messages are the best, right? Because when it goes to the whole team, but then it's there's a sandwich, right? He does the sandwich approach real well.
But it's always out of love. Did
It
you feel
is.
love because he did it?
Yeah, it's
Any other questions, guys? Yeah, sure.
The thing was, if I didn't change, he wouldn't have had me on the team. So he's like, hey, this is I love you. I want you to be on the team. That's why I'm telling you this. And because of that, I was able to change. And it's like a year and a half later, I'm still here. And it wouldn't be that way if you didn't have that conversation with me. Because like, I was awful. Like all of you guys would have hated me if you knew me back then. Like no one liked me. Noah.
Hey, I really love you, Aaron. All right?
Noah, tell them about, I don't know, what questions would y'all have for Noah or TJ? This is a wealth of information right here that you guys have. What's what?
Caleb's dad like.
I'll tell you.
Each tell one story. Each tell one story.
I'll tell you a story. I always bring this up every time we're together. So I first met Noah. We drove down in the Maddox Publishing days, and Noah and I, we drove 17 hours straight to St. Pete. None of us had any money, so we had to. We were selling Maddox Publishing, so we would go in 90-minute calls, non-stop calls, and then
Sales calls.
sales calls. After 90 minutes, we would go lay in the sun, walk to the beach, go grab a coffee, refresh, recharge. Well, Caleb was what, 14 or something.
You remember,
So-
at this time, he's been on stage with Tony Robbins,
Gary Vee.
Gary Vee's Power Players. He's Caleb Maddox. So, like, you know, he's making money. He's the shit. Anyways, keep going.
So Caleb and I, or Noah and I, we're in tables and we're smiling, dialing, and Caleb smiling, dialing. Caleb picks up his phone at the wrong time.
To walk off and
And
check social media,
Matt
film
comes
a
in like
video.
this. Matt comes in like this.
Every time.
What did I tell you? I told you 90 minutes. And then he's like,
Yeah, we're trying to smooth
You
it.
tell him, Noah. You
really
tell
was
him
thrilling
what you to do. 90-minute call. You tell him, TJ. And he's just going off. And he's just ripping.
But this is saying it mild and
Oh,
quiet.
he was going on. He was throwing water bottles. He's like, would Tom Brady be on his phone? No, he'd be making calls.
That's right.
Would Michael Jordan be on his phone? He'd be making calls. He's like, what are you not on? Tell him, TJ. Tell him, no. And he's going on. And we're like, Caleb, you probably should.
Your dad's right. Okay.
And then we would pull Caleb aside. We'd pull Caleb aside and say, listen, your dad just loves you. And then we'd pull Matt aside and be like, listen, bro, you need to bring it down a little
He
bit.
was making calls. He really was doing what he needed to do.
You had to be there, man. It was just so because Caleb picked up his phone the wrong time, and that came in, man. It was all over. Done. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
I would have paid to see that.
Because it was actually real, meaning I was really
It is passion.
mad because the standard was 90 minutes.
Nothing less.
You know that in hockey?
We set an alarm. And
Yeah, we
were
did.
Called
Yeah.
until that thing beat.
Yes.
And then we took a break. 20
That's
minutes.
it. Yes.
20
we
minutes.
take 20 nice minutes.
Lay in the sun,
Yeah.
get a coffee.
And then after that, we did it for what? Maybe 8 hours?
Oh,
Imagine that. Because listen, like I said, it's heaven or hell. You live like, hey, discipline, then you have fun. You get 24 hours, sleep 8, work 8, play 8. But those 8 to 10 you work, man, go all in. But anyways, keep going. Any other questions?
That was it, man. That was funny. I laugh every time.
Mathematics rip is.
Right.
I got books
You got
on
one
it.
Jesus mission. Who got a Jesus
got two.
mission one? Share it, Aaron. I just want to get it for the video for Caleb.
First time I got ripped by mathematics, I was in the back seat. It kind of shocked me. You know, we were a little bit late, and then we're like, no matter
How it's a little bit late? I'm curious.
it was like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And we're like, yeah, we're getting pizzas right now. Matthew Glacier is the one that told us. And then you just like rephrase, you're like, you're at the pizza place? And it's like, yeah. And then you just go silent, and you're like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, oh, it might be a little bit bad, but like, it was a little bit bad. It was really bad. You're like, what is this shit? Like, swear this out. Would Jesus do this? Jesus mission. You shouldn't even show up. Just like,
I remember
and
saying,
then everyone's in the back seat just like staring at
Phil,
each
were you
other.
there?
Yeah, I was
I
there.
personally got ripped for that. I got ripped by you.
What did I say? I want to hear it. This is for
I was
Caleb.
with her when
Listen,
she
huh?
got ripped too, so I.
Yeah, he was with me when I got ripped too, so he just got double. Because I was gonna be late for pizza because I didn't. It was an hour earlier than what I thought because you kept changing it from 4:44 to 5:44 and back and forth.
That's kind of hard, isn't it? Just move it from an hour.
Yeah. Like,
This felt overwhelming just hearing it again. I kept changing it from. Wow. We just moved it an hour. We just moved it an hour. I'm sorry. Hey, next time I'll do a 10-week seminar before I move it an hour.
It's 4:44 tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's on the record.
Hold on. Just so you know.
Changes it last minute to 5:44.
So what happened?
Bro, I felt like, okay, so called. Again, you went silent for a little bit. And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. And then you just like ripped and be like, you don't give a fuck about the people and the homeless people. And you just have one job. And all I ask is that you pick up the Bro, it was so bad. I was sitting there. You can ask Aaron. I sat there in the car for like the longest time. I was like, and I like tears coming. I was like, it's fine, it's fine. And then the second I got, hold on. The second I got to the Jesus mission, got out of the car, Matt's like, yeah, I love you guys. I'm like,
He rips you on the car and then you show up and say, I'm sorry guys, come here, I love you.
And then he gets up and he says, God loves you. He's here to give you mercy. He's here to give you joy.
That's right.
You're fucking late for pizza kitchen.
You guys are amazing, dude.
about the preacher, Raylan. God loves you.
I remember after we were all ready to hang up, I'm like, it's fine, it's okay.
Dude, I will save
I
this
was
forever,
like-
guys. That is the most legendary stories. But any other questions for them? Last question. Dakota, final question for TJ or Phil or Angela.
Less than a year since May.
Tell them your story. Why'd you come? Has anybody heard a story? Tell your story. Phil?
So, pretty much before I came to Apex, I was actually an insurance broker. It was the most boring job I've ever had. I was making probably like $2,000 a month. It was awful. I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see this ad with a fire emoji. And it was like, we have a 97% client success rate. Click here to apply. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll click on that. Clicked, I applied. The rest is history. Became a setter, finisher, closer. The rest is history.
Matt hired me.
That's right. Hey, Phil. But you moved here, though.
Oh, so back in May, Caleb posted something in Slack. He's like, hey, whoever wants to see me, like if you book your flight in the next like day or so, like you can come out here, I'll pay for the Airbnb. I didn't even think twice. I booked my ticket right away, came down here, and once I met the team, it changed my life.
In what way?
Because once I came down here and I met the team, it opened up opportunities. They got to know who I am. If I didn't come here, I probably would still be setting. You know, I only was able to move up because they actually met me in person.
That's true. We actually.
What makes you stuck it out? Okay, Aaron, go ahead.
I was gonna say we actually gave him an ultimatum. If he didn't move here from New York, we would have gave him a finishing position.
Yeah, that's right.
We made it back.
Stinky Bronx.
That's right. That's right.
But what made you stick it out through it all?
What do you mean by that?
Just through it all. Since you started moving here.
Yeah. What made me stay here?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, it's just the camaraderie of being around Matt Maddox, TJ, Caleb Maddox, Ryan Thomas, all those guys. The energy's contagious.
What if anybody here was nervous or just didn't know what to expect tomorrow? You go every week. Tell them why. When we have the Feeding the Homeless, tell them why you go.
Because it goes beyond just myself, right? Like we make too much money not to give back. You know, bottom line, like there's people tonight that are freezing They haven't eaten food all day. They're thirsty. They're cold. And man, every day that we wake up, it's a blessing. Every day that we have air in our lungs, we have 2 feet, 2 legs, 2 arms, a heart that's beating. You can't have a bad day. I mean, because there's people that are fucking going through hell right now. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then final question, the story about your mom, man.
Yeah. So my mom passed away in May. She had dementia. She died at like 61 years old. And you know, every day that I get to wake up, do my thing, you know, I think of her. I pray before every call. I pray, you know, for every person that I'm speaking with that I can help them. And yeah, I speak with my mom every night before I go to bed. I talk out loud. I speak to her before I go to bed. I go, good night, Mom, love you, hope you're proud of me. Yeah.
What makes you believe in Jesus, Phil?
Oh my goodness. That. Yeah,
I store all this stuff for Caleb
Yeah.
Maddox. You know what I mean? Today I sent him hours of video footage. Today.
Already?
Today.
Well, how can you go
I think Alex can hear you back there. It's okay.
PTSD already.
Is this safe in person, Alex? Alex! Phil, tell why you believe in Jesus, Phil.
How can you not believe in Jesus?
Wow.
I mean, literally, I mean, if you don't believe in Jesus, then, I mean, you're living a sad life. I mean, what, you think we just came from an explosion? You think an explosion caused all this? This beautiful building, the beautiful trees and the animals, and I mean, you have to be very unintelligent to think that this all came from an explosion, okay? This is Jesus, baby! This is Jesus, baby! Jesus! 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 Eddie! Jesus! Jesus!
All right, Phil.
Yeah.
But what a powerful story, Phil.
Yes, sir.
Any questions
Yes, sir.
for Phil, guys? After hearing that.
What's the secret to looking so good?
Oh, you gotta take care of yourself. Listen, guys.
Yeah, tell him.
It's one thing to be rich, but if you look like shit, come on, you gotta take care of yourself. What's the point of being fat and rich? Like Warren Buffett, I would hate to be that guy. He's fat as fuck, and he's old.
DJ, what do you feel about this tonight?
Dude, that's powerful.
Isn't it amazing?
All of it. These guys, we're blessed to hang with these guys.
Biggest takeaway.
Be like Phil.
Biggest takeaway of tonight or anything you heard this week so far.
This is home. This is the place to be. This is home.
Why do you feel that way, Dakota?
Why do I feel that way? Because I spent way too many years of my life searching for the right people, and I feel like I searched, far and wide. I went through a lot of different friend groups, and it's constantly changing, adapting, and I didn't feel anyone else was doing the same thing with me. I actually ended up finding this guy behind me.
Tell me the story.
And in a closing Bible, and just a group for getting into sales, and I was asking him, I'm like, man, what's the team like over there? I saw he's doing really good, and he kind of gave me a little insight, and I was like, that sounds like, a little too good to be true, but, what do you got to lose if you don't try? So I believe it was my onboarding process. I was talking with Julian, and I was just asking him a couple of questions about the company, and I just realized, this is my home. These are the people that I've been searching far and wide for.
Wow,
far
what's it
too
feel
long.
like to find it?
It's comforting. It is awesome to know that every day I wake up, I am surrounded by the best people that I will ever find in my entire life. That is one of the most rewarding parts of my job, aside from obviously changing lives and helping out as many people in a given day as possible. It's the people around us. It's this atmosphere. It's being able to fly out to. It's Clancy in the background. It's the atmosphere. It's a winning atmosphere, and it's hard not to win here. Everyone just pushes each other.
Wow.
It's a beautiful thing.
And how old are you now?
22.
Wow.
22.
Levi?
What's up,
Biggest
man?
takeaway, man.
Biggest takeaway. My biggest takeaway from this weekend, from tonight, from when?
Both, yeah.
My
Yes,
biggest
sir.
takeaway is I gotta think. I've got a lot of takeaways from mathematics. Read people. Be present. Be in the room. Read people and make sure to hold your composure. Mathematics taught me, don't put your hands in the pockets. You're a warrior.
What'd you
Stay
learn
strong.
about that as a young man? Because you're already a warrior, but what'd you learn about those little things
You gotta
there?
stay true to yourself. It's always the little things that make up the big things. It's always the 1% that makes up the 99%. So pay attention to the little things. Once you master the little things, you master the basics, you master everything. That's what I took away from mathematics this weekend.
Man.
Go.
Levi,
Go.
dude. And Levi's crushing. What's been the secret to your success?
Never give up.
Let's go.
Set the goal, and just keep running every day. Don't give up.
Let's go, Levi. I'm a Levi fan.
That's my Iowa.
What's your takeaway from all this experience? This is new to you. You were a
This is
hockey
brand new.
player. Tell us your story.
I'm just very, 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 very impressed by seeing them in person. Really seeing like how much they love, like the conviction they have is much different over Zoom than in person. They live, breathe, sleep, bleed, everything. What their mission is, and you can see it in their eyes. Just looking at, they don't sleep. They don't sleep.
It's almost unhealthy.
All day. Since yesterday, all day, the last 24 hours, I'm just like, you look at Landon, Caleb, Ryan, every single one of them, they don't sleep. You can look at their eyes and just know they're just working 22 hours a day.
Well, what we were talking about earlier,
And
there's
that's-
people that don't sleep and they're out playing like League of Legends till 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
and then they wake up at 6 to get back on the game and whatever. These guys
Right.
don't sleep because they will not sleep until they've created the change that they set out to make.
Wow, that's powerful.
That's another reason why I'm here. It's just we could go all night.
Come
you have
on.
enough storage.
Yeah,
on here?
yes, I do, dude. I
go all
will,
night.
man. This is
Go all
powerful.
night.
You're gonna be all over the world, buddy. What made you decide to do this type of sales?
I wanted to do sales my whole life. I wanted to master like these skills. Now that we're doing air, like this is what I've been wanting to learn for a long, long time. I've never had the opportunity to do it. My first job, couldn't be in a better place in the world. Honestly,
amazing, man.
I'm one for one. I've always been pretty lucky. I've really been lucky. Everything always seems to work out for some reason. My first job is here, so.
That's amazing. Yeah, you got blessed. It's home. It's home for you. So your story was powerful. Hey, Ed, you've been a lot of places. Tell me your takeaway from just your experience. You've been here twice.
Yes, sir.
Tell me your takeaways.
Blown away, man. The team, the vision, the organization, everybody here, and what
For
they're
those
able
that
to
don't
pull
know on the
together.
video, tell us who you are and tell us what you do.
My name's Edward Duran. I'm the CFO for Apex Holdings Group, and I was previously the CFO for the Dream Center for 5 years. And I'm just here to serve and help, man. Whatever gets us to the goal, that's all I'm here for.
That's amazing.
However I can help Ryan and Caleb achieve their goals, that's what I want to do.
So tell me what excites you about being a part of this and what your takeaways are.
That if you bring like-minded individuals together that have a common goal and are willing to sacrifice to achieve a gain, anything is possible. And I am 100% on board, bought in, and committed to the longevity, sustainability of this organization. And my plan is to be there at the end or die on the way.
So, being down here in Arizona twice around Caleb Maddox and Ryan, and you've been around a lot of great people. What's your takeaways after being around them?
The energy that just comes off of them is just it's contagious, man. Every single person here feeds off each other's energy, and it's just you can come in here and there's not any time that you're standing around with these people that you feel like there's something that we cannot accomplish. There's nothing unattainable. There's no mountain we can't climb over, and there's nothing that we won't do to benefit and change the world. It's just we just need enough time to be able to do it. But we're gonna get it done.
Yeah, we are.
And with the help of Caleb and Ryan, we'll do it faster than anybody else.
Yeah,
ever
we
could.
will.
And
It's
we'll
gonna
do
be
it better
fun.
than they can at a higher level of efficiency and profit margin, so that we can help more people and
I
extend
love
this down
that.
forever, man.
I love that. That's my boy Eddie. We love you too. Hey, guys, get together. Tell me about him. Hayden, what's your biggest takeaway from being here?
Biggest
TJ, I want
takeaway,
you to
I
share it
definitely
after.
say,
We're gonna
like
close it
you
up.
said, we didn't have, you guys didn't have any plans to throw a big thing tonight. It was going to be kind of low key. Everyone damn well could do their own thing and it'd be
Sure.
perfectly fine. Still have a good cohesive weekend, but Caleb's a very selfless guy and definitely embodies Jesus. Decided that it's going to come down, and you guys know the hot, like you said, the hottest spots where you can be up in you can be up in your high rise, or you could be up out at the nicest restaurant or whatever, kicking with the top earners or the top people, the leadership or whatever. Just having a more low key. You don't have to be putting yourself out there, and it's not always comfortable just to be hanging out with just every single person in the company. It's not the most easiest thing that you can do when you didn't even have plans tonight to do anything, but it just speaks to the company.
And what does that mean to you to see that?
Yeah, it means a lot. It speaks to the company and the care for the people. Care for the people here, care for the culture, true embodiment of the culture, not just preaching a culture, but really showing it. What are we doing tomorrow? We're going to feed the homeless. Go find me a company where they're getting on board with that, and they're all going to do some selfless stuff and things like that. Go find me somewhere, because there's not anywhere.
Wow, that's amazing.
Let's go.
That's powerful. Dude, you share that.
Come on, baby. Come on. Everything.
That's beautiful. Your best advice for anybody watching that wants to be good at sales? What's your best advice?
Wants to be good at sales? Go find people that are the best at sales and the best at life, and surround yourself with them. Because it's not just sales. That you could be on the Grant Cardone. Yeah, they're good at sales, but they're not the best at life.
I love your shirt. Tell me about it. Occupy Mars.
Always exploring new options.
I believe.
What do we got? Go on.
Hey, TJ. Hey, Noah. Come here, Noah. Quick. Hey, TJ. Have you seen his shirt?
Come on, baby.
Oh yeah, come on.
I know. Get it. Did you see what he said? Come on, buddy. Look, his shirt. No, come here. Hey, come here. Come here, Brian. What's his name? Brian, come here. Real quick, I'm going to have you recap the night real fast, guys, the video. You go, and then you guys will go, okay? And that was powerful what you shared. Tell us your story and why you're here. The biggest takeaways. Biggest
takeaways. I think the biggest thing, since I actually kind of stumbled into Apex. And I haven't looked. So I got invited by Sam to join his pod when he became a closer. And I just thought it was a great opportunity. Sam has been a coach of mine for a while for closing, so I knew there was a tons of value in there and alone. But once I joined the team and I realized that the dynamic was very, very different from anything I've ever seen before, I just really embraced the culture. Was super hungry to learn as much as possible, and that has actually, I know it sounds really cliche and self-explanatory, but to go in and listen to everyone's calls, which is usually what I do when I go in, not every day, but just listen to as many calls as possible, figure out the gold in every single person, especially when they talk to people, and taking those pieces away has been something that's been insane for my development.
Let me ask you
just
this.
literally going
How old are
through.
you?
I'm 24.
And this is your first time being here live in person?
Yeah, this is my first time at the team. And
yeah, no, you love that? Clancy! Hey, you're next. Hey, listen, tell me what is your biggest takeaway from being here, man?
At the event here itself, personally, I think it's crazy. I think especially with building a team and really getting to know everyone is absolutely insane. You feel the energy, you feel the culture in the Zoom calls, but to be here in person and actually see everyone in the flesh, seeing how tired everyone is from absolutely grinding and really trying to help each other out has been something that I just never expected to be a part of, especially when I first joined Apex. And it's just, my expectation has been blown through the roof.
In what way?
So when you look at it, it's you look at these corporate structure companies and everyone's oh, it's very hierarchical. It's very hard for you to get in touch with founders or CEOs or executives. But here, people are coming up to me, shaking my hand, saying hello. And just that alone makes it very easy for me to want to come in.
Hey, Dakota.
This is a team you can't beat.
Where can we toss this garbage, man?
See, that's the heart of these souls right here. Noah, where would they toss the garbage?
We're just gonna. He said the wall this way and maybe down in the garage somewhere. We'll find it.
I'll bet you guys can. Anybody that wears a shirt Occupy Mars, he's gonna find the trash. Alex Clancy, tell everybody, or tell us just, because Caleb Maddox will definitely watch this, and everybody across the world. What's been your experience so far from start to now?
It's been easy.
Really, in what way?
It's just been seamless.
By the way, you're one of my favorites. We follow each other on Twitter, and I've loved hanging out with you. You've brought life, you've brought personality, you've brought humor, fun, and realness. But anyways, tell us your experience just about either Caleb Maddox, the company.
Well, it's the sales world is stressful.
Yeah, tell about it.
And this didn't feel like that.
Really?
It It was a sheep in wolves clothing. Where it looks super high pressure, but if you're in the right ecosystem and you have the right support and you work hard and do the right things, good things will happen.
So are you enjoying this season of your life?
Yeah.
So after being here this weekend, what's your biggest takeaway?
That's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
And for anybody that follows me on Twitter that you meet me in person.
Mute him. Mute him.
Tyler, tell us your story.
Which story?
Noah, you mind getting in close to Tyler for this video? Because y'all have you guys rap it. You want to do it by the fire? Let's do it by the fire. Let's do it by the fire. Or you want
No, this year's good.
I will be fast. Tell us your story about how you came into.
Oh yeah. So I met Noah actually here about 6 years ago, working at a construction job.
Completely different careers.
After about 6 months or so, we started talking about getting into sales and hanging out. One day he invites me over to his house, and he says, "You don't mind my family's there?" I'm like, "No, man, I'll meet your family. I love family." So I get there and I meet Caleb at what, 12?
Yeah, was that the you miss 1,000?
Yeah, you miss
100% of the shots you don't take. Remember that, dude? It was like 4 hours in a row we were trying to film that video. We missed every shot.
Missed every shot.
But I think he got it eventually, though. I really do believe he did.
Throwing the alley oop off the top of the barn.
I remember it felt like Groundhog Day.
You guys
I was
are
like, this
making me
video
laugh
is
so
never
hard.
going to end, bro.
You're making me
never
laugh
gonna get
so
it.
hard. Keep
Yep.
going.
So
Where's
that-
Caleb and Ron?
They're in a meeting over there right now. I went home. I told my dad. I said, "Dad, I met these people. I don't know how to explain it, but they're different."
Yeah.
And he said, "What do you mean different? Is something wrong with them?" And I'm like, "No, they're just better."
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but they make you feel like you want to be better, like you want to be a part of something. A couple weeks later, Noah and I made a pact that we were going to get into sales.
Really?
And we were going to pull each other along. Whoever got higher first.
No way.
Tyler took the leap first.
Yep.
You did?
So I quit my job, got into sales. Noah did right after that.
Team Maddox, baby.
No
That's what I got.
way.
That was right after, like,
Yep.
3-4
Amazing
months after he
story.
left.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
this.
We used to exchange Grant Cardone books, like you
No
name it.
way.
Yeah.
One of his books.
No
I have one of
way.
yours
Yeah.
too. So.
I love this story. So tell
Yeah.
what happened.
But after that, he said, "Listen, man, I have something going with Caleb." And I mean, since I met Caleb, been
Caleb
a believer. Caleb Maddox. And he's like, "I'm gonna give you a call one of these days. I don't know when, but be ready for it." About 2 years later, he said, "Listen, we're working on something. About a year from now, be ready for it." And he gave me a call. I came down to visit. I met with Caleb. I met with you, Matt. And I moved here 3 days
Matt
later.
who?
Matt Maddox.
How do you say it? No.
Maddox.
Maddox. Anyways, Terry, I got to interview you next. After you, I want you next.
And then I moved here right away. I mean, I bought in from 6 years ago, so I'm here, ready for everything.
If you had to describe in what way you feel like it's different after being here this weekend, even what's your biggest takeaway, even after being here all the last night and tonight?
I mean, it's a family. It's not a company. It's something that's going to grow, just like kids do. There's going to be good times, bad times. But as long as you're here, you're part of the family and you'll be taken care of.
Wow, powerful. Noah, your story.
My story, brother. What a story! You got a few hours? No, I'll just make it concise. You know, I was
You're an electrician?
electrician,
But,
farm
yeah.
kid. You know,
Weren't you close to getting your journeyman's?
I was. Yeah, I was right there. Had put all the work in, the hours. Just needed to really just buckle down and take my test. And I was like, you know what? I just really don't want to continue to do this. So I started writing a book, and that's how it started.
Tell us the
Ignited
name of
is
your
how
book.
It started. Ignited.
Okay.
Ignited. The keys to living a life filled
How'd
with
you learn how to
happiness
write that book?
and passion. Maddox Publishing.
Just
Matt
kidding.
Maddox
Yeah, keep
taught
going.
me. And before I knew it, man, I was getting ready to head into work one night, and Mr. Matt Maddox goes, "Hey Noah, how much?" I'm like, "How much what?" "How much to quit your job, come work for me full time?"
Us, Caleb Maddox.
Yeah, us.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, dude, are you being serious?" And dude, before you know it, like probably 4 or 5 hours later, I'm
As
at
you were
work.
walking this
I'm
way, he
calling
was
my
right
wife.
behind
Am
you.
I gonna make this decision? What do I do? That night, I made the decision. Literally stayed up all night until my boss drove in that morning to tell him I was putting
Were
my
you
2 weeks in.
nervous?
I was, but I felt so free when I left.
Did
dude,
you?
when I
What
did
way,
that. I
man?
just felt like I had like taken life into my own reins, into my own hands for a second, right? And dude, that was
Love you so much.
that was literally
Appreciate you. You'll be there tomorrow?
6 years ago.
Allie coming?
We'll see.
Have it.
Yeah. All right. She might have a client.
All right.
I'll ask.
Still try to bring her.
Yeah, I will. I'll ask her.
All right.
I'll be
Love
there.
you. All right, I know you will. Love you. Keep going.
Anyways, that was 6 years ago.
Logan's a soul.
Haven't looked back since.
Haven't looked back since.
Found Logan.
What's your biggest takeaway after this weekend, though, being on the team now that you're here? You've been here, almost 2 years?
Yeah, part of
You
Apex
left
full time.
Michigan.
Yep.
You're a Michigander.
Literally, the beginning of the year I moved, if you would have said, hey, you're going to leave Michigan, I would have said, never. I'm never leaving this state. I'm never moving. I'll go visit somewhere else, but I'm not moving. And, dude, within a matter of
Look
months,
at the bearded brothers right here.
Mr. Clancy.
Don't you? What do you love about Alex Clancy?
Dude, he's just real, man.
He is,
You can
that's
tell
what's
as soon as you see him in the room. He's got
I knew
life
from the day
experience.
one. I knew. First of all, following
Soul.
on Twitter, and then when I met him in person, I'm like, I immediately felt like I was meeting family. And he's giving me a heck of a time the whole weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about him.
That's the way we do it, man.
After this weekend, what's your biggest takeaway? You guys say something? You going home? You be there tomorrow night.
See you, brother.
4:44. Don't be late.
The biggest
Love
takeaway
you,
is
Hey, thanks, Edge.
biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
It's vision casting weekend. That's the whole point of it. If you can cast a big enough and a good enough vision, look what you can assemble.
Wow. That's
Ready?
powerful.
Ready? Look what you can assemble. And ask them how many of them.
This is what, midnight right now?
Oh yeah, it's midnight.
They've all been up all morning. That was after them being up till
no
alcohol tonight.
No alcohol. We just went through major changes in the company, right? But they believe in the vision, right? So that's the biggest takeaway from this week, this night, this weekend is create a
We got
vision.
B-dubs, though.
We did get B-dubs. Create a vision big enough that it assembles not just resources, money, but people, energy, souls. Think about it. These are all souls.
They are souls.
This is
They're
energy that is
amazing
being
souls.
contributed together and birthing something new into reality. So anyway, that's my biggest
Dude, that's
takeaway.
beautiful. And I know you got stuff to do, but one last thing that was powerful. What's the beard secret?
The beard secret?
Everybody wants to know.
Everyone tells you to shave it, right, or cut it. I let mine go, and I just nurtured it, baby. Get you some good oils, get you a
Nurtured.
comb. Oh, and get it trimmed regularly.
Hey, Terry, get in. No, tell him, hey, Terry, this is perfect timing. Speaking of the beard
Shan.
game. T-Shan, what's your
up,
biggest takeaway after this weekend? You've been around for how long? Hey, can you bring me a 7-Up, please? You guys want a drink?
No, I'm good, man.
What's your biggest takeaway after this weekend?
Family. We're family, man. It's
What's it feel like? You've been around. You've been
no,
around a lot of
dude.
success and a lot of very
Yeah,
business
yeah.
people.
It's kind of like I was thinking the other day, man. The ups and downs, the ins and outs, trials and tribulations. It's been a filtration system the last few months, man.
Love you, bud.
And now we're just left with the real ones. The real ones, baby.
Wow, that's exactly right. Thank you so much, Tyler. And Terry, how long you been on the team?
Year and a half, I think. Yeah, something like that. 18 months.
How would you describe Caleb Maddox and Ryan in, I don't know, 60
Pioneers,
seconds?
man. Pioneers. I've got to use the full 60 seconds.
No. Let me ask you this. What's the secret to your accent?
Dude, it comes from an ancient world.
I believe that.
Ingerland.
We love you, Terry. Hey, come on,
What's
Holt.
the secret? It's an English accent and luscious, beautiful hair, my man. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Why do you believe in Caleb Maddox? Both of you. Why do you believe in Caleb Maddox?
Why do
and
I believe in
Ryan?
Caleb Maddox?
And Ryan and this company.
Put it this way, Matt Maddox. From the first day I stepped into this company, the only thing that Caleb Maddox ever did for me was treat me like family. Had nothing to do with business, had nothing to do with financials. He made it a home for me, and that's something to believe in. So that's
Wow. What do you feel hearing that, Rex?
Wow, that's a tough follow-up. There's a ditto there, first and foremost, but from the small time that I have been with the company and known him, but it's a vibe and energy of flow. It's just, I know he's going to have a global impact, but you can see him on an individual level to where he cares, and it's pretty phenomenal. You know, I mean, a lot of people might get to that level, you know, have that untouchable aspect to him, and I don't see that ever happening with him. And you've instilled that, so.
That's amazing.
Mad respect.
Apex Rex right there. Love you guys so much. And you guys, I love you all. Let's see, I think the founders are still. Well, they took a break. But that's where they're still working tonight.
Your guys' currency is like 1.5.
Why do you believe in Caleb Maddox and Ryan O'Donnell in this team?
I believe in that because every single time they talk with 100% conviction, and you can't beat conviction.
How have you had so much success on this team?
By visualizing my success every morning and every night, going to bed listening to sales calls, handling objections in my sleep.
How did you end up on this team? Tell the story. Tell us your name.
I was named
This
Cooper.
is the legendary ping pong champ. Did anybody beat Cooper tonight?
I could not beat him.
You saw it. You couldn't?
I could not beat him.
Could Ryan?
Nope.
Could Caleb Maddox? Could Walker?
Nope.
Huh? All right, anyways, how'd you end up on the team? Tell us your story real fast.
I was at a Camelback WeWork about 20 minutes from here. I was working on a business that I was working on back in the day. I ran into Noah, ran into Caleb, I ran into Thomas. I just felt the energy. I felt the energy of the team, the crazy morning meetings. Everything was wild. And I said, there's something going on with this team. There's something going on. Something's different about these guys and gals getting all riled up, getting all excited, speaking with 100% conviction, that passion, that fire. And I said, y'all hired?
Wow. That's powerful.
Rest
And
is
how long has
history.
that been?
Almost a year.
Give me a rough estimate how much money you've made.
300.
300K? Change your life?
Life changed.
And this is your best friend, roommate, Walker. I've already interviewed. Powerful. Have I interviewed you on this video?
That's him.
Not on video.
Tell us your story real quick. Tell us who you are.
Name's Walker. Been with the company since middle of October. Worked with a lot of cool companies before this. Some powerful companies, powerful people, making a lot of money, but I've never seen a team like this. I've never seen camaraderie, hunger, passion, conviction like this team. Like, it is...
Literally ever.
Ever. With every company that I've worked with, the money that I've made, it doesn't even compare to the culture that Caleb Maddox and Ryan O'Donnell have created. It's infectious. Like, you literally feel it when you walk into the room and you talk to some of these guys. You just see how everybody moves. You gotta, if you're not here...
That's powerful. What's your biggest takeaway from this weekend?
Let's see.
Look at that. He's
Biggest,
got notes, man.
biggest takeaway from this weekend, I'll show you the notes, because that's the takeaway. Because if you're not doing this when the boys are talking, you're doing something wrong.
Dude, that's powerful.
You're
Show
doing
that
something
again.
wrong.
That's powerful.
You're doing something wrong.
Let's go.
Wow.
Air.
Dude.
Air, baby.
Air. Dude. Wow.
Breathe air.
Check that
That's
out.
the
So what would
takeaway.
be then a one or two nuggets you gleaned or just something you observed this weekend?
When you find yourself in a room with people that are greater than yourself, you gotta just absorb everything, take notes. And then number two, just take it as a sign that you can choose to be anything that you wanna be, and then go out and fucking do it.
Wow. Come on, clap it up, guys. I'm coming back for you guys.
Let's go.
Aaron,
There we go.
You gonna be at the Jesus Mission tomorrow?
I'm always
Are you
gonna
gonna
be
be?
at
Are you
Jesus
gonna be videographer?
Yeah, I'm gonna be holding
Come
the
on.
phone.
Hey, that's my videographer for the Jesus Mission. All right, love y'all so much.